The third artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. I went live earlier today, but I was compelled to do one more time for the end of this wonderful day. It was a very pretty day today. It was beautiful. And it's getting brisk. Wow, is it getting brisk? This wind is making it colder. I really need a skull cap on. My ears are starting to feel frozen. But I wanted to discuss something that I saw that was very disturbing, and I'm just gonna hit the nail on the head and keep it moving. But and I'm not even gonna drop a name about this individual and even another individual and others like this person. Okay, but I'll allude to who I'm speaking of on purpose, because there's enough beef and nonsense going on to not feed the fires. And that's my whole point. That's the main thing I want to address is I think that's becoming all too common. Folks are feeding fires and pushing hatred. And I'm sick of it. Because generationally, I mean, it's almost like you get to a certain age and you see, if you know enough about history, you're just like, when will the nonsense end? And the answer to that question is when we start doing something different. So you gotta be, if you're thinking something different when you hear some nonsense, you need to speak on it. Even if it gets to one ear that needed to hear something clear instead of confusion, you might be helping somebody to live a better life and be more focused. So here's the deal. I saw something, I was looking at TikTok, which we're not big on TikTok, but we do have a channel, by the way, ONYXCON1, so check us out over there. And I was going to post something else, which I did post. And while I was there, you know how you're going to get caught up with whatever. They're going to throw some stuff at you. They want to get you all riled up. They want to get you going on whatever tangent they can get you on, right? So there was one by this guy who calls himself a doctor. And he calls himself a leader of Pan-Africanism. Okay, and he calls himself a doctor. So that alone right there has already triggered enough people who know who this might be to know exactly who the hell I'm talking about. And this individual champions himself to be for the benefit and longevity and prosperity of all black people. Now, the funny thing about that is defining black goes right in tandem with a constructed ideology that was not constructed by the African peoples who he says he represents. No African groups prior to colonization of Europeans were sitting around calling each other black. We had our own languages. Even that word and all those words, the words I'm speaking right now, this is English. This is a result of colonization. It is what it is. You got to know history to speak facts. You got to know history to stay within facts and not get caught up in the nonsense. And so he's a big advocate for being against interracial dating. Like I say, race is a construct, but if you're going to play into this, which he obviously plays into the whole concept of race, he feels that it's ridiculous for anybody black to date outside of their so-called race. And he's always talking about this. And so he must have done a live recently, and someone in the live said that he was dating an Indian woman. I'm assuming the person who said it in his live may have been black, because it was just a quick reaction video. It was like, 1 minute of him being mad, saying, "Why are you in my live? Why are you in my live? You're irrelevant. If you dated," and he had the nerve to call the man's spouse as he put it. This is his words. He said, "curry bunny." I said, this guy, I swear, he comes up with more and more disrespectful stuff by the minute. Just and I don't like giving him, this is why I'm not even saying his name, because for those who know, you're gonna know, but it's more about an energy. So if you never know who this is, the point I'm gonna make would still stand. It wouldn't matter when it was said or to whom, because it's about the energy that kind of foolishness represents. I'm fed up with that type, and it doesn't have a race. That's the other thing about this. It doesn't have a race to be that stupid. It doesn't have a race to be that ignorant. It doesn't have a race to be that divisive. And this person is all about division. No matter what he says, It's in your actions, you know? Uh, as someone who, by the game I was born into, okay, this constant race game, would identify under the black team, okay? Because that's all it is. It's like it's a game. But since we all are forced into playing it, but I have no illusions as I'm on the field that that's not my only reality as an individual. I don't label myself that. I understand that I am labeled that because so many people want to play the game. So I acknowledge the game, but at the same time, I'm in control of how I think. I'm in control of what I want to call myself. I'm in control of knowing who I really am historically and how I'm connected genealogically to all other human beings. Culturally, there are differences. And even in cultural differences, we are still one because culture is just people doing things and having traditions after that are based on centuries old decisions or sometimes last few decades or yesterday's decisions because cultures can develop very quickly. They take time to develop, but they can develop quickly. I've seen that in my lifetime. Hip hop is only 50 years old, but it represents cultures. It ain't even 100 years old. It ain't even got 100. It ain't even got a century yet. And it's had more influence than any other creative artistic, how you doing? Creative artistic phenomenon in many other hundreds of years. Nothing has been quite this unifying. And I mean, and it's for reasons. I mean, the technology has taken it across the world, the record industry, everything. There's reasons why, but the bottom line is it still is what it is. But back to my point, this particular doctor saying what he had the audacity to say and try and disrespect and say, you know, pretty much, if you're not dating what he considers black, then, you know, you're blasphemous and you're an atrocity to this person. And I'm like, who cares, man? Who cares? I was really frustrated with it because not only have I dated every ethnicity of lady, and I love women, period, I'm very disappointed more and more when I hear these kind of statements being made about groups who are, quite frankly, the closest in genealogy to my makeup. And I have, you know, had good close friends and have had how you doing? Direct relationships with ladies that were Indian too, as a matter of fact. And both of them were very special relationships. So it kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, now you're stepping on my foot and I'll put it up your, you know what I'm saying? Don't play now. Stop playing around with areas you don't respect because there's people who live that life and love it. And they're just good people, you know, that have made decisions and, you know, things didn't even work out with the two that I'm talking about because they were still just human beings and they had their own mental situations that I had to endure and we went through it and that was that. But I don't look back on them and regret 1 second of having met them or be with them. You know, I think about, I'll just say, you know, I think about, I'll just say Charleston. I'm not even gonna finish the name because it's not important to me. But I'm gonna say here again is someone who often is looked at as a joke. But these people, we gotta start taking these folks serious, y'all, because you know it's political season, and there was another clown that a lot of people took as a joke many years ago. But then we woke up one morning after an election, and we had to deal with that clown for 4 years. That's just me speaking for myself. Views and opinions expressed don't necessarily reflect those of ONYXCON's affiliates, associates, etc. But I'll stand on the fact that most of my logical folk, I'm saying, and they agree, because we are not going back. So, knowing that's where I stand on that, it applies to more than just politics. It's a general mentality that is in it. It's all about extremism versus logic, and balanced people versus manic maniacs out here who are up on hate because they push that. And once they have an audience for hate and a fanaticism behind them for hate, they start gaining numbers. And this is dangerous. It's very dangerous. So I just want to label it as such. I want to say that, like I said, you notice I haven't given any direct names on purpose because they grow, and some of the folks who follow them could become the next big name. So it's not even about an individual. It's about a mentality that has to be paid serious attention and stop taking it for granted. Because when they're being what seems is entertainment, oh, he's so silly. I can't believe he said that. I can't believe she said that. We got the women ones too. You know, women who want to say that the current vice president isn't really who she says she is and try and do all kind of family stuff, anything and everything, trying to discredit people's existence. Okay, we got all of them. It don't matter about race. It don't matter about ethnicity. These folk are just loony people. And importantly, when I see fanaticism, I get concerned. Because I know, as we should all know, historically, it starts off light, but it can turn. We got to start paying attention. We got to stop pretending that these folks with their extreme, over-the-top yelling and acting silly about whatever it is, they're not joking. They're not joking. They just don't have enough power to act on what they really want to do. But when they get it, look at the danger they put us all in if you don't agree with their nonsense. So I just wanted to speak on that because, hey, like I say, I think when we need to stop turning a deaf ear to this stuff or pretending we didn't see or hear what we heard when we sometimes see this stuff. I think all of us who are logical need to stand on our platforms and just speak as one, so to speak. We're going to be individuals, but I'm saying create a collective energy that says, I saw that. That's not balanced. That ain't cool. We're not going with that hate. Let people be people. Let everybody live. Live and let live. Stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't causing me no harm, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what you want to call yourself, how you want to be. As long as you're not messing up my life, not threatening my life, my existence. But when you start pushing them other buttons, yeah, that's not cool. Take care. Stay focused, y'all. Peace.